I've actually been setting it up since we've been on. So I'm interfaced now. I'm actually, I think I might be live now. Oh. And God willing, we may speak even later on because I just almost don't even want to go live. I almost just want to talk to you the rest of the day now because we haven't spoken in a while. So I'm kind of mad that I'm even going live. Man, but I love you, Devashi. I love you, and I thank God for you. I do, and I'm wishing you well, and I'm praying to God that someday we're going to see each other soon. You know. So God willing. I will. I will. I love you more, and hopefully I'll see you in the live. All right. Bye-bye. Oh, damn it. So here we are alone again. Didn't think it'd come to these. And to know it all began with just a little kiss. I've come too close to happiness, have it swept away. Don't think I can take the pain, never fall again. A wounded heart you gave, my soul you took away. Good intentions you had many, I know you did. I come from a place that hurts, God knows how I've cried. And I never want to return, never fall again. My channel, am I live? Damn it, I am. Never. Wait. I'm not ready. Oh well. And I never want to return. No, that's not what I want. Oh, I heard from a friend today. Oh, I need that. And she said you were in town. Suddenly the memories came back to me in my mind. How can I be strong? I've asked myself. Time and time I've said that I'll never fall in love with you again. This is not saved. Alright. This is what we need first. Alright, put that on full screen and be ready to go. No. Never. What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. Good afternoon. And good evening. I'm over it. Good afternoon, mostly. And I wanted to be live earlier today than now. I wanted to be live with you yesterday, but I got up late because we were on so late on Friday. So yesterday just had its own rhythm beyond my controlling, and then I also was able to speak to some of you guys yesterday on the phone, and then just now, even before I went live, I was talking to my angel. Had just called me, and I almost didn't want to get off the phone. I love when I have an opportunity to speak to any of you guys because A, you're my family, you're my people, we family, and it's a high honor and a privilege because, as I've said to you many times over the years, I put myself out here. I've been seen around the world, and you know, certainly back when I was on my big channel, you know, with my 23,000 subscribers, and then I was at nearly 5 million views on the channel, literally seen around the world. And so you hear me and see me, but I don't get a chance to hear and see you and enjoy your humanity, your individuality, and just your personhood, you know. So it's always a high honor and a privilege, and I don't take it lightly at all. Why I'm here today is because I have a topical piece that I wanted to bring, and also I wanted to give you an update on the fundraising that we're doing for my nephew's ticket, airplane ticket to Senegal with me. And I also told you, but this was the thing that really put me over the edge, because I said I have to do something. It's very short, but I told you, and I offered my evidence when we were covering the Georgia Guidestones. I showed you and proved through their video. I said that means that there's another angle, or that means that I said these cameras are not these cameras are not motion activated. They're just on. And I offered to you that because we see the structure before it blows up, that means the camera's running already, and then we see it blow up. And the next thing they show us is the car. And I proved to you there, I said, look, the light is on, the car's not in frame, so that means it's not motion activated, and then we see the car come into frame and leave. I said, so if that's the case, then that means these cameras were running, and that means there has to be video of somebody setting the explosives. And alas, I'm right. So here's my first piece of evidence. Wait, I didn't set up my hotkeys. And I'm doing it on my other software now, you guys, because StreamYard, I didn't know, they sent me an email telling me I had reached my limit of free streaming. And so you have to wait until the 25th of July before you can stream again for free, unless you're going to pay for the app. And I'm not paying for it because every coin is for Africa. So so we're on the OBS now. So we pray that we will be smooth and without problems today, inshallah. So let me set my hotkeys so that I can bring you in and out more easily on this software than I do on the other one anyway. So I do appreciate this more than the other thing. Let's see my settings. Hotkey. So I need 2 and 1. Wait, so we'll do 2. No. What are we doing? No. 2. Okay. And 1. All that clicking around, like when I'm like, let me bring you in, let me bring you in. I hit one button and bring you in and out, and we good. So this is, I like this better, you know. But the other one I like because I can highlight your comments, and you know, you can come on the stream and all that stuff, you know. So in that regard, that the other way is better for me in that regard. So now what do? I do this. First, let me test it. 2, 1, 2. Okay, perfect. 1. Go. Perfect. Okay, fine, I'm in the way a little bit. But that doesn't matter. All right, don't ignore me. I'm not here. You never saw me. Because I'm not in the frame of what you need to see. You see where the arrow is? There we have a figure. Wait, I'm hearing volume. There we have a figure. You see? There's a little bit of sound on this. It's just some spooky noise. See there? I told you there had to be video. I told you. And then they're there going away. Oh no, I think they're just running it back. You see? Do you see that? That's somebody going to set the explosives on the Georgia Guidestones. So I wanted to show that. Now, there's another piece I'm going to bring just because, and we'll call this abstract, because when I source that, this guy's really selling his product. I don't know if I need to show that. I've mentioned it, so I should show it. Damn it. Okay. See this now.
You guys won't believe what happened to the Georgia Guidestones a day after CERN ran their huge experiment, which we don't know the full extent of yet. Within the last 24 hours, someone blew up one of the pillars at the Georgia Guidestone. Now this is what it's supposed to look like. And if you never researched the Georgia Guidestones, it says things like, maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. Unite humanity, aka one world control system, with a living new language. Now you can understand why some people have some discontent with something that says basically lower the population. Keep in mind though, the energy spent blowing this up could have been better spent building a new Guidestone, saying beneficial things for humanity. And hopefully when that happens, someone mentions superfoods, because
then he starts to sell the product. So we don't need it. Now, I'm not going to get worked up today. I'm just not going to do it. But I want you to see this. First, let me see who's here before my temperature begins to rise and I become murderous. Ms. Matthews, good afternoon, good evening, and shout out to you, Queen. Black Beauty, always a big shout out to you. Also, Black Beauty, I want to say thank you for your donation. I think that was you. Cheryl Bryant, shout out to you, Queen. I am currently grocery shopping. Hope to be home. Take your time, Cheryl, and get me something. Pick me up some garlic and some tomatoes. Chocolate Rhythm, shout out to you. Jedi, I haven't forgotten about you. I thank you, Chocolate Rhythm. Thank you so much. And again, on behalf of myself and my nephew. My angel. Oh man, I didn't want to get off the phone, Jirashi. I didn't want to do that. Bay Girl, shout out to you. Jedi, what is the purpose of a Congressional Black Caucus? Ha! So we can laugh. That's the reason, Bay Girl. Ray Supreme. In fact, Ray Supreme, let me get this because there's something you told me. What was it? I may have covered it already. There was something you shared with me, Ray. Let's see, you told me Everett Jackson, 21-year-old in Louisiana, and I put Ray Supreme as the one who told you about it. So yeah, so I don't know. I think we did it. He's the one that went missing. Yeah, we did it. We did it. Yeah, we did it. I did it. I ended up doing it. But when I saw your name, I was like, it was something about you that I needed to. Yeah, we covered it. Carl Trombley, shout out to you. Moderators, be on notice just in case. And also, everybody remember to thumbs up the stream. Even if you're not in the chat, do remember to thumbs up the stream. My motion detectors are going off, y'all. Hold up. So I'm sitting here buzzing the entire time I'm sitting here. I'm over it. Let me turn off my camera thing. Because even if the wind blows, it alerts. Appreciate it, but it's getting on my nerves. And I don't need it. And I can't work like this. Where are we? Motion. Alert off. Okay. Now, this next piece that I want to bring everybody is valuable because what do I tell you all the time when I'm telling you we need to be striking? But outside of that for a moment, I'm telling you that other nations, other people are watching the predicament of us, the treatment of us. And they have an opinion about it. You see? So when we finally get the courage to do what needs to be done, we will be justified. And you must remember that your Maker is always with the righteous. You have to trust that. You have to trust that. But your responsibility is to righteousness and goodness. You must be dedicated to that. I always tell you there's a requisite for everything. So that's the first part. You're not just going to get it. You have to be dedicated to it. And then the divine will be with you. You have to know that. 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 Your Maker is with the righteous. He is with those who are righteous, and you will be successful, and we will be victorious. Now, I don't know who this dude is and whatever, but he's talking about, he's making some reference to the murder of Jayland Walker. And what are you doing, Jedi? I don't know. But also, notice I'm not getting the feedback too, the echo, because that must have been something with the StreamYard software. I'm like, why am I getting echo? Because I need to be able to hear clips in-house when I'm sharing it with you. Now, hear this, or see this. I am shocked by the incident, because he's speaking in Mandarin, or one of those. Right? Just, he's not speaking English. All right, don't look at me. I'll start again. I'm shocked by the incident. So maybe he's being asked about it. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson. Zhao Lijin. It's not uncommon for American police to enforce the law more harshly when dealing with racial minorities. According to statistics, since 2020, there have been 2,563 deaths caused by police enforcement in the United States, with 565 of that number being Africans. I suggest you that number is higher, but we're going to let him have it. Accounting for more than 22%. Yet we're supposed to be 14% of the population. Just saying. Since before Malcolm. Because we're not having any sex, we're not having any babies, and we're not being born. So our population stays the same since Malcolm. It's fine. It's fine. I'm sure that's accurate. This year alone, he goes on now, 49 Africans have been shot and murdered by police. We don't use shot and killed, everybody. We say murdered. You know, I always do that. Even when I slip, I correct myself. Because I always tell you, how you think and speak is how you relate and react to anything. How you think and speak is how you relate and react to anything. That's why I speak the way that I do. So, words matter. Shot and killed doesn't say it. Murdered says it. 49 Africans have been murdered by police. See, it has a, you say you feel when I say that? I'll say it the other way now. 49 Africans have been shot and killed by police. I'll put even force on it. 49 Africans have been shot and killed by police. 49 Africans have been murdered by police. Do you feel it? Do you feel that? Do you feel it? From the evils of the slave trade and the expulsion and slaughter of indigenous peoples to the ongoing abject situation of tragic suffering of Africans and other ethnic minorities. White supremacy, white people, and the promotion of white people. Replacement theory quotations in the U.S. is rampant. And systemic and universal racial discrimination is intensifying. You see? So I appreciate that he spoke surgically and forensically there, because he spoke about the police as one entity, but he's now indicting America, and then he's assigning a universality to the racism, because wherever white people are, that's where there's racism, that's where there are problems. You see? So I appreciate that he said, and the systematic and universal racial discrimination is intensifying. And what have I been telling you? White people have lost their mind. The masks came off when Bush became president. Certainly by the time, and then when Trump came off, it was just like, we're just, you know, all their crazy is just out in the open. They're just psychotic. So it's intensifying.
普遍性的种族歧视愈演愈烈。试问
How many George Floyd and Jalen Walker deaths are needed? Says the Chinese Prime Minister.
美国政府还需要多少弗洛伊德和杰兰德·沃克之死才能
Before white-ass people truly reflect on themselves, I will say. Because you say the U.S. government reflects on itself. That's an entity. It's not an individual. It's not specific enough. You know, it's kind of like Common says in Glory. Justice for all just ain't specific enough. That's how I feel. That's not specific enough.
真正反思反省
And take practical actions to shed its arrogance and prejudice.
并采取切实行动，丢掉傲慢与偏见，
And achieve fairness and justice.
实现公平与正义。
Well, the answer is never. You see, the answer is never, because as I maintain the truth that as long as white people exist and have existed, there's always been problems. That's the truth of it. That's the truth of it. And to go with that now, this is the perfect neck piece to bring, because here you have a piece I can't stop it from playing. I'm not able to expand this. Come on, I need full screen. I cannot work like this. I'm not going to be able to do full screen, and I can't take it back and forth. This is in Ohio. Apparently our people are still upset about the murder of Jalen Walker. And so here's what they are doing. They're out there punching people in the face. You're going to see them punch a guy. He's got his hands behind his back. They're holding his hands behind his back. I think he's probably handcuffs. And watch what the white demon does. You just have to look closely, everybody, because like I said, I'm not able to expand it. It's not giving me any options here to expand it. I don't have it. There's no... Maybe I could do just this, maybe this will help. Well, I'm already as large as I can be. Well, maybe I could try this.
Hands behind your back
You see? I'm not supposed to wish death upon them. I'm not supposed to wish death upon them. I'm wrong.
Get off of him! He has a handicap! Pull him down, he's handicapped! Get off of him!
Man-ass bitch. We make no distinction in the women and the men. Any bitch in a police uniform is a bitch. You understand? Not a woman, and is not entitled to any of the respect of a woman. That's a savage bitch.
Back up! Back up! He's fucking handicapped! Don't fucking touch him! He's in the street! Back up! He's in the middle of this shit! He's not!
Watch our backs. Watch our backs.
Y'all punching him in his fucking face!
Back up! Back up! Back up! Back up! Back up!
I'm backing up!
Hey! Here, on the sidewalk! You guys take it on the sidewalk!
He's on the sidewalk!
Why are we still attacking people?
That's Slasher.
Yeah, that's where it starts over. Now, this goes with that. Because I need to cue this. Because we don't need it all. I want you to hear, because I haven't heard this. I didn't hear this. I want you to hear the last words of Micah Johnson. I said to you, and I knew I was right, this brother feels like I feel and like many of us feel. We're ready to defend our people physically. But we're sick and tired of waiting on the weak to join us. So he was over it. And he decided he had to go by himself. Rahim of Allah. So, I gotta stay on my job. So I need to cue this. And I can't fast forward.
Dallas, shell-shocked and grieving after 5 police officers were targeted and killed by a sniper last night.
Assist officer, shots fired. Saying the suspect has a rifle.
This time, the shooter targeting police officers. From a nearby rooftop, this video. The gunman lunges. The officer killed in a hail of bullets.
Okay, hopefully you can hear this. Well, let me turn me up so I can see if you're hearing it. Yes, you hear it. Allahu Akbar. All right.
He's down. Code 3, officer down. Shots fired, officer down.
On the second floor
We don't care about the fire. Officer down. Allahu Akbar. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
of a parking lot near.
Oh, officer down. I think I'm busy. I think I'm gonna get a phone call. I think I'm busy. I don't even hear. Officer down. I'm busy. I think I think my phone is about to ring. I think it's about to ring. I think I'm about to get a call. So I'm busy. I'm busy.
El Centro College, a gunman finally cornered by police, and then a standoff lasting hours.
If you kill
Here we are. If you kill yourself,
yourself, you know what's going to happen?
you know what's going to happen. That's somebody else speaking to Micah. Probably some sellout ass Negro. But Micah has to say.
The media is going to tell their own story. I don't care.
That's Micah. I don't care. That's Micah. My people will know what I've done. I'm not sure what the expletive was. Didn't y'all see the proof? Me fighting, that's what I'm doing. If I was a soldier and I was killing fucking Iraqis, y'all would praise me as a hero. Now that I killed y'all, the real terrorists, now what? I'm mentally insane, question mark.
But is it going to be looked at that way?
Then the Negro says, but is something going to be looked at that way? Is it going to?
I don't care, my people know.
I don't care, my people know.
There's been too many people talking.
There's been too many people talking.
The talking is over.
The talking is over.
It's time for revolution, brother.
It's time for revolution, brother.
This is my sacrifice for the people.
This is my sacrifice for the people.
The talks break.
Allahu Akbar. I never heard that. I never heard it. But it confirmed what I knew the brother must be feeling. I've spoken about it many times since this happened, speculating, you know, but now we hear it from him, you know. I know how he must feel, of course, of course, of course. Wait now, wait, Sean.
Down, and police take the desperate measure for the first time in law enforcement history. A robot armed with a bomb is sent in and kills the suspect. Dallas, shell-shocked and grieving after 5 police officers were targeted and
killed. Okay, then it starts over. Okay. But you see, I knew it. I knew it. And what we all have, what's also beneficial about that is that we hear his demeanor. You know, he wasn't off or, you know, something like this. I mean, he was very aware. He was over the shit, man. Over it. And he understands what many of us understand. The time for talk is over. We don't have time for it. We have no more time for it. And we shouldn't even allow ourselves to even waste our breath anymore, because we see that just using our breath, all that gets you is more death. That's it. That these people are never going to leave you alone. Now, this goes with this.
Houston.
Again, I can't enlarge it, sadly. This is a historical piece, because you need to know that there was a time when we did do what needed to be done. See, if you never, I forget who said this, might have been Gandhi. Everything is impossible until it's done. I love that quote. Everything is impossible until it's done. I love that. It's concise, it's powerful, it's accurate, it's truthful. It says it. So this is another layer to put with the other pieces now. If you don't know that you have fought back, then it seems impossible. Well, nobody's ever done it, so it can't be done. Well, yes, it can.
Riots are also known as the Camp Logan riots, is the only riot in U.S. history where more whites were killed than blacks. It was a powder keg just waiting to blow, because they had already been facing all this discrimination and mistreatment because of the Jim Crow South when they weren't exposed to that in New Mexico, where they previously had been stationed. And so they began to gather ammunition and gather munitions, and they decided to march to the police station, and they killed white people in uniform. Anybody in uniform that was a police officer, they ended up killing 4 police.
Anybody that was in a uniform.
There were countless people who were injured, and if they saw black people, they let them go. And if they were white people, they shot them.
What did the bastard in Buffalo do? He saw the other white devil, goes, "Oh, sorry." Oh, you may not have seen the video. I told you guys I have the video. I just can't show it. But I have the video of the shooting in Buffalo from his helmet camera. So you're him. You see everything he's seeing and hearing everything that he's experiencing. That's why I tell you the police officer was not at Tops that day. Never saw him. But what did he do? He let the white one go. Our people let the black one go.
The Houston riots are also known as...
Okay, well, it repeats there. So that was the end of it. All right, fine. So we need to understand, we've not always been these cowardice as people that we see being expressed now. Because it's natural to defend yourself. You spit on me, damn it, I spit back on you. I love little kids. They're not violent at all. Some other little kid hits them, they hit them back. If it's the first time, sometimes the other one hit them and they don't know what to do. They don't understand. Like, what? Did you hit me? And they may cry. But let it happen again. They hit your ass back. As they should. So we're being hit and we're not hitting back. You know? We're not hitting back. And you hear white people always talking about they want America to be so tough, and the government, Obama's just not tough. He's too nice. He doesn't talk tough enough. You know, like they want that. They want you to talk tough and be badass. You know, to always let it be known that they're badass and shit. Okay, fine. I'm good with that. But what's good for the goose? You see? This goes with it. Because
would stop.
This goes to what I've told you before. The Black Panther used to, when the police were on patrol, damn it, they on patrol. Where you go, we go. And they had guns in hand. What? And this was in California. And again, once you get armed, then it equalizes everything. So suddenly these bastards, these pig-faced donut eaters can't march around there talking about they're in fear and of their life and making up these ridiculous stories. Because I'm armed and you armed. Do something. Do something. You see? But they're cowards. We know that already. That's why the moment we commit to a resistance, then we neutralize all of this abuse. Not just from the damn police, but to the Karen bitch even. Once she gets knocked in her grill, it's going to be different. We seeing videos now of the bitch, nothing happens to her. You let every video they see, the bitch is going to the morgue. No more Karens. None. So this was just, and I don't think I need all of this. This was just to demonstrate to you that there was the Black Panther, and then they changed the law. But more than anything, you hear, I'll let you hear it, because it tells it better than I can. And sadly, again, I can't get you any more sides on this.
We would get out of the cars. We would walk up to the scene. Those who had rifles would carry them in the open, clearly visible.
We would stand at a distance where the police couldn't say they were interfering with their arrest or their detention of the individual, and make sure that there was no brutality.
We stood back with our weapons ready to throw down if necessary.
They would take the weapon and pass it across like this, and it would sweep right over the officer.
That's a former officer.
No one would do anything until a policeman ejected around in the chamber. Then we would all eject rounds in the chamber, and all up and down the street you could hear this clackety clack, 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 clack.
And then when the traffic stop or the incident's over, they bring the weapon down across by you like this and get back in their car and drive off. It was pretty intimidating.
It was pretty intimidating, said the white devil. You see? That's all it takes, everybody. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. That's the other thing that's so frustrating to me. We're not talking about some major heavy lift here. That's one of the main things that kills me. It's not a heavy lift. It can be done. Oh, my bad. Now, this is pathetic. So we'll file this under the pathetic category. Get it out of my face. We know that the white whore who lied on Emmett Till, the bitch is still living. And apparently now, unbeknownst to me, there is an arrest warrant for this bitch. But look how our people are responding. Go. Wait, no. Switch. Go.
A piece of history recently found in a Mississippi courthouse basement has put new attention on the death of teenager Emmett Till. That history, an unserved warrant for the arrest of Carolyn Bryant Dunham.
She lied. Carolyn lied. She did what? She lied. She lied on Emmett Till. That's right. And her lies and her conspiring with her husband led to the gruesome death of Emmett Till. Open up the door.
Activists say they want her arrested, saying her accusations that Till whistled at her led to his eventual abduction and gruesome murder in Mississippi back in 1955.
Carolyn Bryant Dunham is a fugitive from justice. Carolyn Bryant Dunham has ran and hid and ducked from justice long enough.
We want to get this message to her, that she has a warrant for her arrest, and we ain't gonna stop until she turns herself in. Got a warrant for your arrest?
A piece of history recently found in a Mississippi courthouse basement has put new attention on the death of teenager Emmett Till. That history, an unserved warrant for the arrest of Carolyn Bryant Dunham.
She lied. Carolyn lied. She did what? She lied. She lied on Emmett Till. That's right. And her lies and her conspiring with her husband led to the gruesome death of Emmett Till. Open up the door.
Activists say they want her arrested, saying her accusations that Till whistled at her led to his eventual abduction and gruesome murder in Mississippi back in 1955.
Carolyn Bryant Dunham is a fugitive from justice. Carolyn Bryant Dunham has ran and hid and ducked from justice long enough.
We want to get this message to her, that she has a warrant for her arrest, and we ain't gonna stop until she turns herself in. Got a warrant for your arrest?
A piece of history recently...
Okay. Appreciate it, but that's not good enough. It's not good enough. It's not good enough because, again, there's nicety going on. You know that you at the bitch's house knocking. Why isn't it rubble? Not understanding. You know. I mean. Like, this is where we're at. Do you understand? That's what I try to stress so much. Like, we just don't. And as I've said, I take into account we're not an aggressive or violent people. That's a good character. That's fine. But damn it, you got to know when to strike, when to put that down. I give you the analogy of how Allah has created the cat. Cats are very delicate animals with a stank attitude. That's something else. But they can touch you with their paws, and it's all fine. And then they can extend them damn claws when they need to. That's the best analogy, I think, to give you a visual of what I'm trying to express to you. We can still remain the peaceful, non-confrontational people that we are, and still know that we need to strike on the enemy and the murderer of our people. That's not a contradiction. We need to get there. We need to get there. But we need to know who we are. And I go back to, again, we have to have the proper relationship with the one that created us all, the owner of existence, with whom all power lies. And that makes this next part important because I'm always bitching and moaning about these Zionist-ass people.
You have a
but we accept truth no matter where it comes from. And I always tell you, you don't ever see any Orthodox Jews. You don't see them. You don't see them. You only see the Zionists. That's all you ever see. But here, you have one telling the truth about who we are. There's some issues with his language, but we'll talk about it. Let's go.
Huge community in Africa that they know in tradition that they are Hebrews, that they are from child of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. They know it for sure. You have communities that are running services and prayers by the halakha, keeping Shabbat and eating kosher. They know their roots. Like, you can't argue with them. They're stronger than you. They're
stronger than you. They will tell you who they are.
Tell you who they are. They don't ask you even.
They don't ask you even.
And they have the Bible and it's all written over there, and they don't have no problems in life, except of that we're not able to accept them,
we're not able to accept them, to recognize the godliness of the holy tribes.
Recognize the godliness of the holy tribes that is treasured
inside their souls.
Inside their souls. And you have the problem.
You have the problem not recognizing your own brother, but they're not your brother. All right. We'll talk about it.
Not recognizing your own brother and not understanding that there's a way to let him back in.
That there's a way to let him back in. That's where I took issue. Because while he's, but again, it's subconscious. So I'm not really mad at him. I'm just noting the slip up and not understanding that there's a way to let him back in. No, you just acknowledge that we're the original it, it's us. So we let you in, motherfucker. You don't let me in my house. I have the key. I'm the king of this castle right here. I have the key. You don't let me in. You see? So it was a slip. It was Freudian, but I think it's telling, but it's not the most important thing.
Because we have today all the power to do that. We have all the sources, we have the land, we have everything we need. Except of the key to our hearts that is still missing. You have a huge...
Then it repeats.
Huge community in Africa that they know in tradition that they are Hebrews.
That's it. I don't need no more evidence. Prosecution rests. Why it's important to bring that as a part with this is because it goes to, you know, if you many years ago, back in 2006 or 7, I wanted to go to the beach. I was broke. I didn't really have the money to go to the beach, and I just thought, no, I don't really have it. I can't really budget that. No. I'm one of these people that I love to hide money from myself, just because why not? I've done it since I can remember being alive. But, so I was over it. And that was earlier in the morning, we'll say 9-ish or something. And then I went in my guest room for something. At that time I had 2 bedrooms. I went in my guest room for something, and there was a vase that I had on a speaker right when you come in the room. And I went in the room to do whatever I went in there for, and I was coming out, and I looked, and boom, there was $60. I went, God damn it, I'm going to the beach. I use that analogy to say, we don't understand our power
And part of why we don't understand our power, it's like we're not understanding. You've got the $20 on you. You're standing at the counter thinking you can't get that. But you check your pocket. You have the money. You have it. You just have to look. Quick, check your pocket. Oh, I can get it. I do have it. So it's a holistic thing for me because I've always tried to tie faith to our character and why we respond to our environment the way that we do. You guys that have been with me forever know that I've done full documentaries, full long lectures on the character of African people. Not only describing our character, but also breaking down forensically why the character is what it is, tying that to the lack of spirituality. I've done that. May Allah be glorified by the work that I've done. But this is in that same wheelhouse. You see, these fake-ass people that live in Israel and the Zionists that march around here, they walk with a certain air of bulletproof because they know who they are. And because they know who they are, then there's a unity that comes with that almost automatically because, well, we're the same. You heard him say, we have the resources, we have the land, we have it all. We can do it all if we just want to embrace these damn people. They're the original Hebrews, you know, type thing. But understanding your maker, which is part of the reason why I bring some of the flat earth stuff, because that, if you can understand the big lies of other things, it's all one thing. That's why I always tell you, everything is one thing. Nothing is a jigsaw. Everything is one piece of one puzzle. Everything is connected. Everything that's happening to us is all one thing. And this is just another offshoot of it. So there needs to be a strong spiritual foundation, a real relationship with the maker, everybody, because when you have that, then you become bulletproof. You become fearless. Nothing matters to you. That's the human being you see sitting in front of you. That's where that comes from. Like, I'm not mystical. I'm just trying to help you understand that's where it comes from. I have an assurance. I know from whom I come. I know who governs me and who my allegiance is to. And he's greater than anything. So fuck everybody. That's my only allegiance. I don't need to do anything else. That's it. So it affects how I walk through life. Certainly how I deal with the oppressive nature of this nation and white people by extension. You mean nothing. You're beneath me. Because I know who I am. And I know to whom my responsibility lies. I know it. That's why I could have been MIKAH Johnson. I am MIKAH Johnson. I'm him. But I'm also the Black Panther. And I'm the Freedom Fighters. And I'm anybody else you're going to name that has stood in the gap without fear against the bullshit being perpetrated and lobbed upon our people. That's where it comes from. So you got to get real serious about your life. You got to get real serious about understanding who your allegiance is to and what your character needs to be in order to be eligible for the protection from the divine. We can win this. We can overcome this if we just had one of the beautiful things that we have. It's the Prince. Wait, y'all. I gotta unplug it. Assalamu alaikum. What's going on? I'm sitting in my living room on live in front of 15 million people. Allahu Akbar. MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah. You know I'm going to want all the details, you know. I mean, you know how I am, just like, I need to feel like I was standing there. So that's all, you know. But yeah, you know, so I just would like that. Yeah, I'm on now. Okay, yeah. I can't do, I wasn't, yeah, yeah. Did I tell you that? Okay. MashaAllah. Yeah. Because, all right. And we're definitely going to speak after I'm done because, you know, I'm not going to do like a 4-hour stream today. I'm not doing it. You know, I've got a photo shoot. I still got a plan for my tour. Yeah, I've got a Versace fitting. What's that? Yeah, my pyro just came in. And we've got to get that all set up for the show. So I'm just going to be real busy. You know, Naomi Campbell wants me. She's pissed that we didn't go out on Friday. So, I mean, there's just some things that, you know, so it's just not going to be a long stream today. You know, my masseuse is coming in. I mean, there's some things. Anyways, I want to call you when I get off. I love you. Assalamu alaikum. Man. Anyways. Oh, MashaAllah. Awesome. 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 Let me turn the air off. Alhamdulillah. Maybe this will be a good time to come to you guys and see what you're yakking about, and then it'll give me a moment to recollect my flow. I want to say this before I come to you. This I do know. Like I'll get my train of thought back. Inshallah, it will come to me. All knowledge is with Allah. But I want to say this to you. I want for you, everybody, you listening to me, my people, African people, wherever we exist and breathe. First of all, I want you to know I pray for you all the time. I pray for us. I'm always talking to the divine. That's who I hang out with, you know. That's who I hang out with. I hang out with my maker. I'm in constant, like, I'm not a human being and I don't know what it's like to live the other way. Like, I'm someone who's never not in a state of awareness of my maker. I'm always evoking the creator. It's in my natural speech. It's in everything that I do. It's in every intention, every thought, every act, you know. I always am praying for us, everybody. But what I want you to know more than anything is this. The greatest expression of humanity is that you want for your brother or your sister what you would want for yourself. There's nothing more honorable that you could express than that from your soul and mean it. And what I want you to know is what I want for all of us, that we have a taste of freedom and humanity before any of us leaves this earth. I think about my grandmother all the time. Y'all know I'm always quoting her. I'm always mentioning her. She always comes up in conversation. It's just, she's a constant with me. But I think about my grandmother and others like my grandmother who have lived and died. My grandmother was born in 1908. Think about what she saw and the stuff she knew. What am I hearing? Think about what she saw and knew, you know. That's why I've said to you, it's so important. If you know some elderly people, just get with them. You don't got to be related to them. You're related to them any damn way. And just be around them. They know stuff. They have stuff. They have stuff, man. They have stuff. But point I'm trying to land is to say that my grandmother lived and died and never tasted freedom or humanity. She never tasted freedom or humanity. Real freedom, real humanity. And that is my prayer for us, for you, for we, for me. You know, I need you to really think about that, because too many of us are not thinking about the journey of the ark. We are an explosion in time. Like when you see a comet and then it's gone. That's your life. You need to start thinking about it in that way. And it's gone. So what you do on that ark matters. Stop wasting time. And let us stop being bogged down by these fucking people. They're dimming our light. They're hindering our ark. We can't allow this. It's too important, because we don't get another one of these. You don't get to take this one back and return it. I'd like to, this one's, I need a new one. No. It's one. It's one. It's one. Let me come to you. I think I left that off at my angel. And Bay Girl, don't get me started on the Congressional Black Caucus. Don't even get me started. Like, that's 3 hours alone. That's at least 3 hours. And is something else dusted up, Bay Girl, that I should know about? Some other triflingness is of why you're mentioning it? Let me know. Race Supreme, another shout out to you. Mike Jefferson, shout out to you. Cheryl. Yes, I seen that video this past Friday about this Chinese Prime Minister and what he said about these, I'm just saying, white devils over here. My angel, Jedi, when the public is outnumbering those demons, that's when they should jump on each of them and wear their asses out. And wallahi, I thank you for that. Because that's one of the things I thought about when I saw that video that I showed you of the people in Akron where they were punching our brother in the face. I mean, why aren't my brothers? It's an all-out fist fight out there. Take it to the ass. Including that bitch with the high ponytail. I mean, I don't understand. But I do understand. You understand? Because it's, again, the fear, the lack of awareness, there's not enough passion. There's a deficit. My angel, officer down while yawning.
I did do that, Officer down. I think my phone's gonna ring, so I have to go, because I think my phone could ring, so I don't. Bay Girl, since you are so informed, I wanted to know what your thoughts are on. First, let me say this before I read on, Bay Girl. I'm very careful about this. I appreciate it, and thank you so much. But I also always remind you all that all knowledge is with the divine at all times. So what I give is from the divine. What you do is from the divine. When somebody just says, what's your name? You say it, that's from the divine. You don't know anything at any moment, for any reason at all, unless the divine allows it. And proof of this is you see people with dementia and Alzheimer's. Mothers who don't even know their own children. Could you imagine? I mean, it'd be enough for me not to know where my car keys are. But a parent, a mother specifically, forget the father for a minute, the mother, the giver of life, to not know her child. Wow. I don't have any words for that, but I'm just trying to say that all knowledge is with the divine. I'm a man who applies myself. I'm intellectually curious. I'm interested in knowledge. And that's what you get from me. So I appreciate that. But just I wanted to put it in context. You know, it's not me. One thing I also appreciate about Michael Jackson, just random, because there was Michael. I knew this about him already, but there he was giving an interview for Ebony Jet or something after he had finished the Bad album, and the guy says, you know, how long does it take you to, you know, come up with these songs and produce an album, and you know, on and on. Now, any other artist would have been like, well, you know, my creative process is this, and I do this and this, and but not Michael Joseph Jackson. He said, he goes, I can't really say really. He goes, nobody can really say what the creative process is because it's created in space. It's God's work, not mine. You're the most famous human being ever recorded in human history, the most brilliant artist we've known to humanity. And that was his answer. Very humble. Very humble. And truthful, above all. That was the truth. So that lets you know here was a man recognizing, okay, I'm Michael Jackson. Billions of people throw themselves and faint when I appear, but let me just cool my own jets. It's not my work. It's from God. That's it. You feel me? That just said it the best. But you go on to say, I wanted to know your thoughts on why Malcolm's kids, Martin Luther King's kids, and Muhammad Ali's kids aren't coming together actively to fight white supremacy. It's a very good question, Bay Girl. Nobody's ever, I don't think I've heard anybody ever even broach this anywhere, like just anybody, anywhere, ever. I will say that we did have a coming together of like Betty Shabazz, Coretta Scott, and Merle Everett. No, you said so that would be Betty Shabazz, Coretta, and what was Muhammad Ali's wife? That's my king. Anyways, can't remember, but something I can't speak to Malcolm X's kids and Muhammad Ali's kids because, you know, Layla is kind of out there doing her thing. She's got some sort of a home improvement show or something. She's a boxer and all this thing, and she's kind of Malcolm's children have been defiant to some degree, but Dr. King's kids are a total disaster, man. Like, they're a total disaster and are of no value to us at all. And the one that I think would be Dexter King. That's why I always say, where's Dexter King? Where's Dexter King? Where is Dexter King? Because Dexter King is the one that looks just like his father. Sounds, it's him. It's him.
we're not even say is like, and he's so like, no, it is Dr. King. He wasn't assassinated. This is him. And we never see him. We never see him. We never see or hear from him. I even called up, I think I did it live. I called up the King Center, the secretary. She was very nice. And I said, yeah, you know, what about Dexter King? She didn't know. I said, you know, the one that looks just like, she goes, oh yeah, you're right, huh? And we had a whole little conversation. She works at the King Center and didn't realize until I brought it to her attention, like, yeah, that's the dude. So they don't have the fight. And then also they are beneficiaries to a lot of money because of foundations and charities and things like that. And all of their fathers were murdered. So they probably are living a fear type thing. Plus the King family is going to be Christian. So no fight there. And then Muhammad and Malcolm, like I say, they probably, I see Malcolm's kids doing and saying things that are more in line with what we need than I'm ever going to get out of the King children. Just, you can't get it. Khalifa of the Most High. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good to see you, brother. Bad girl, it just jumped. Bad girl. You say, I like how the whole congregation was chanting unison is power. Who was chanting that, bad girl? Songbird, a shout out to you. Mystic, so glad to see you. I got your email. Hopefully you got I sent you a response back on your email as well as my phone number. And I also expressed to you that forget the name that's on the email, because I use fake names online, but I've given you my actual name there. So I'm so glad to see you say, oh, and you're saying I got your email. Just look for my call this week. Both of us are from Chicago. Our love for Mama Africa, and born at Cook County Hospital around the same time. I wasn't born. I was born in 2020 or 2000. Whatever makes me 21. I don't know what you're talking about. It's foreign to me, but I'll read on. And you say, and we are proud to be African. I'm telling you, we're almost twins, man. We're practically twins. What are the odds? You know? What are the odds? That's crazy. I just was so taken when you were on the live the other night. I was like, dude, are you kidding me? And you're going to Gambia? Like, I'm going to Gambia. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? So we're definitely, before we say anything else, we're definitely having lunch when my nephew and I get to Gambia. We're definitely having lunch. We're definitely doing it. Bay Girl, how do you feel about women using sexual assault to destroy a man's career? Oh, you go and watch my R. Kelly video. Go and watch my R. Kelly video. Last time I looked at it, I can't find it now, but go look at my R. Kelly video. Trust and believe. It is some bullshit, you know. And it ruins it for women who have legitimate, you know, have been injured legitimately. Mystic, you say, are you going to bring your wife, Janet Jackson, on the Gambia West Africa trip? Actually, no, I'm glad you asked me that, because Janet and I are talking about it. And because I'm supposed to be on tour at around the same time, and then she's going to be touring. So we're trying to figure out how our tour schedules line up. And plus I'm doing all the choreography for her tour. So it's a little dicey right now. A little dicey. You know, plus my son Issa, you know, so we're just looking at some things. But Jen wants to definitely look at some property in Gambia. So we're looking at some things. We're looking at some things. And then you go on, you say, Jedi, you are talking like my boy Akhenaten, when you talk like that about being one with God, your maker. Yes, you must be, because and when I say one, it's like we don't associate anything with God, you know, no partners or equals or anything that's like. But what I'm expressing is, but we are his creatures, man. So like if you born from your mama, you know, I can just go snuggle up against your mama and seek her wisdom. You can do that with your maker, you know. You must have that relationship. You must. And you can speak to your maker in real time all day, everybody. Like there's no time you can't talk to God and seek from him. You know, I don't know what age I was when I realized, wait, if I want something, I ask God for it. And if he says I get it, then I just do. That's it. And it took a lot of stress off of me, because if I didn't get it, I just didn't get it. That's fine. But I know if God says I can have it, I get it. Like I get it. So I get it. So I do. You know, it's just, I just get it, you know. My angel, our people have never been able to live quality life, or at least live the way our Creator intended for us to live. And you can't even get a real drop of water. Can I just have a real drop of water, please? You can't get it. Andrea Smith, shout out to you, Queen. My angel, you say, I think Dexter King is married to a white devil. I feel like I heard rumblings of that. Let's ask the white whore. Wait, I'll use this other one. Who is Dexter King's wife? Oh no. Wait. No, that's a very... Well, that's not Dexter King. First of all. This is a very striking sister. I'll ask it differently, because it's I need to see images of Dexter King and his wife. Because if you put in image of the Jedi and his wife, you feel me, then it's gonna come up Janet right there. So I mean, that's that you can already, so that's already, you feel me. So I mean, that's not even, so that's not even wait. That's a sister. It's a sister. I don't know. It's kind of ambiguous, because there's several pictures here, and I'm just not able to tie it down. And he's also very mysterious too. We don't ever see him. Like, I mean, do he got kids even? My brother, you say, if true, oh, that's to my angel. And then my angel, Jedi, where is your magnifying glass? Thank you, Queen. It's a sister. She just up there. She's kind of ambiguous. A little ambiguous, but I don't think it's a white bitch. Oops. I don't think it's a white heifer. Melanin 100, shout out to you. You say black wife. And then my angel says her name is Leah Weber. Images of Leah Weber. Dexter King's wife. Dexter Scott King's new wife, Leah Weber, founder of Atlanta LBGT something bullshit. So that's out. You feel me? She could pass as a white heifer, but she black. You know it. You know. She black. She got some white in her though, or something else. She ain't sister girl. But look at Dexter. Looks just like his father, dude. Just like him. Just like him. Listen, just for stagecraft, when some shit jumps off and all this marching, why don't you put Dexter King out there? Because that would be powerful. Do you understand? I tell you, this is on purpose. It's on purpose. It's on purpose. They may even be giving him 6 figures just to not be seen. Something is deliberately holding this brother back from being seen. I promise you that. I promise you. I just know it. I just know it in my spirit. I know it. I know it. I know it. I just know it. And blessings to you, Melanin 100. I also want to say, oh, I wanted to give you guys an update. So, as I said to you all, wait, let me cue this other piece. You know, there's this other piece to you guys that I don't know. I don't know. It's very intriguing. I don't know. What's this? Okay, I can do it without the music. I pulled that. Let me say this to you. You want to get DuckDuckGo, everybody, as your browser for your devices. I've not put it on my computer, but I need to. Because then Google can't fucking trace every goddamn thing that you do. And they notify you when Google tried to see what you're doing, but they block their shit. You feel me? So, DuckDuckGo is going to be your best friend. And why I'm mentioning it now is because I have it on my devices, and there's this article that I had wanted to share with you that I found very shocking with regard to companies using aborted fetuses in food products. Don't know if it's true. Had never heard it before. But it's a provocative piece of information. Very provocative. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. first I want to see, there's something else I wanted to bring you. I'm just over this. That's not it. Oh, that's not. Wait, you need that. Well, whatever. That's fine. How am I doing on time, by the way? Doing okay. This is not what I'm looking for. Okay, I can't work like this. Okay, that's where I'm at. This was the one. In fact, Javashi and I were speaking about this. I think that was us. Yeah. Let me kill the air. Bring you guys in. Because I think this was like somebody else had told me about this too. No, that's not what Robert told me. Alright, that's fine. Lynching.
Fire the body. They wouldn't allow you.
This was 17th June. Dante Perez Jones was found hanging at Wentz Park in Bluebell, Pennsylvania, under suspicious circumstances. This is his family speaking and friends.
to see if there was any types of marks on his body. You weren't able to check his neck to see if he was hung. You were unable to check his wrist to see if he was handcuffed. You were unable to check his entire body for any type of bruises or anything, or even to identify that that was actually your son.
There's much more details that point to that this was a murder.
And a cover-up. And a cover-up.
A black male hanging from here, and then you take him down and then say, oh, that was suicide. Doesn't make sense. And then you have an event here at 10 o'clock. Is that what we do? The very found right here.
Like this. But his feet was touching the ground. He was hung, but his feet was on the ground.
My son's wallet is missing. His ID, his keys, but no wallet. His wallet is missing.
Identify his body after days of pronouncing my brother dead. It showed that he had multiple bruises on his body. He had a scratch underneath on the side of his neck, coming down on the side. He had marks on his shoulder. He had marks underneath of his arms. He had marks on his side ribs, on the side of his buttocks, and in between his groin. You would think that there would be marks underneath of his throat, and there wasn't any. So what we've seen versus what they're telling us is severely inconsistent.
When they wouldn't let you identify the body, they wouldn't allow you to see if there was any types of marks on his body. You weren't able to check his neck to see if he was hung. You were unable to check his wrist to see if he was handcuffed. You were unable to check his entire body for any type of bruises or anything, or even to identify that that was actually your son.
There's much more details that point.
Now, that was in Pennsylvania. Jones lives an hour away from the park and was seen by his mother around 11 the night before. He was healthy and in good spirits, excited about his upcoming final exam for his CDL certification, and that would mark the beginning of a more lucrative career path. So, remember in the past, I've done videos when they have 80 people were shot in Baltimore over the Memorial Weekend. 50,000 people were shot in Chicago on Friday, and whatever. And I have offered to you and brought proof that that is white people, probably mostly undercover, off-duty police officers, probably some military people, and just Yahoo-ass white people going around murdering and shooting. This isn't the only lynching we've read about or knew about in the last many years, quite frankly. You know, I mean, the attack is constant, and it's like, I feel like my people are waiting, like there's going to be an announcement. Ooh, fighting is breaking out between white people and black people today. I really think a lot of our people think that. They don't understand that there is a war now. It's ongoing. It's intense. It's concerted. It's targeted. It's now. I feel like we're waiting on something. For what? That's not the one either. I need my list, man. I'm just out of sorts right now. Just out of sorts. I need to come down underneath here. And then down underneath here. And down underneath here. And then I need to come down underneath here. And I need to come down underneath here. Oh, wait. This I don't need. This I don't need. Let me quickly also shout out yeah, Mystic says it looks, talking about Dexter's wife, looks like she's got a lot of demon in her. My word, not yours. My angel, you're testifying to something I said. Sweet D, shout out to you, Queen. I see you. And thank you, my angel, for that timestamp too. I appreciate your responsiveness. And I see that. Then we have Eerie Black Fire. Shout out to Eerie Black Fire. That's a sister. Look like a sister. I can't really see it from here. I hope if you're not a sister, please forgive me, don't hate me. I can't see it from here. Where'd my magnifying glass go? Oh, shout out to you, brother. My bad. Songbird, shout out to you. Naldo. Greetings, brother. I'm glad you could make it. And then that's my angel to Naldo. Yeah, now let me come here. Let's see. I'm just going to do this briefly because I mentioned it in one of the recent streams and I didn't go into it. And before I do that, let me do this because I said that I would do this. I was going to try to do this every time that we were on. Let me bring you in so you can just see it live. What we're doing I tell you guys, MSN is my homepage. So when you open it up, you can just, you see these little dots here. So one is already, it's already moved one, so we'll click back to the first one. So that's the first one. That'd be the first story. The Texas woman says unborn baby should count as car passenger after receiving something, whatever. All right. Christian Bale, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nothing. Passenger, something on an airplane. Nothing. Wait, what was that? If my cursor would work. Oh, no, forget that. By the way, this is going to be your next, they're going to try to make this bastard over here your next president. Moving on. America will never achieve racial justice without reforming our broken tax code, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm just scanning these because I tell you when I open these up, you can always find, there's always something against African people all day, every fucking day, no matter when. Okay. Now, surprisingly, of course, because we're doing it in real time, we're not finding anything. Not that there isn't anything, just in this main thing, you feel me? Like, if I scroll down, but my whole point was I don't need to scroll down. Like, I can just, when I open up my thing, when these things start going on their own, it's always our shit. Some aggression, some kind of bullshit. But apparently nothing, at least today. Uh-oh. Man behind brutally honest HVAC ad shares why he can't pretend everything is okay. I don't need to read that. It's nothing. I'm over it. Okay, fine. We'll go to what I was trying to bring for you. So just strike that then. That's fine. We don't care. This. And if there's something that you think I need to be made aware of or that you know about, you can also tell me about that. And I'm happy to make some sort of, address it in some sort of way if you'd like to do that whilst I'm here. Oh, this one I needed also, just this one. I guess I'll work my way back. No, we'll come to this first. Because it's like, once you think you're over it, then here comes stuff, you know, resurrecting and shit. I mentioned this to you in one of the recent streams. Because we were long. That's what happened. We were long, and I just went, I'm not going to get into it, but this happened. But the bastard that murdered Tamir Rice quits after outcry over his hiring by small town. You'll recall that before he even murdered Tamir Rice, he had come there from another place because he was a disaster. So he comes to this other department, murders Tamir, and now you see, I mean, they don't go away. That's why I tell you, roaches, you have to exterminate roaches, everybody. You have to exterminate roaches. Just so you understand. I'm from the south side of Chicago. I know what a roach is. The police, the demon, the murdering demon who murdered 12-year-old Tamir Rice and was hired. By the way, how many brothers and sisters out there right now can't get a job fucking blowing leaves, for God's sake? You know, because you have a misdemeanor or some shit. But you could just do anything. And it's all fine. Was hired as the sole demon in a small Pennsylvania town earlier this week. Has now quit. It emerged this Thursday. Okay. All right. Anyway, so what it's saying is he's the only one. He was, I guess it's such a small town, they only need one fucking demon to police it. Following widespread outrage as Timothy Bastard's hiring, the former Cleveland murderer withdrew his application from the Tiago borough without working a shift for the town. The community spoke. They got their feelings out, and we listened to them, and we're going to react to it, and that will be that, said the Tiago Borough Council President Stephen somebody to to the Associated Press in a phone interview. We thank the community for stepping forward and letting their voices be heard. This is vomit. This is written by a publicist. Are you kidding me? The bastard who murdered Tamir in 2014 was recently hired as the only evil fucking entity of Tioga, a township of 700 people located in northern Pennsylvania, prompting outrage from local residents, the Gazette reported. He was sworn in on Tuesday on a probationary basis. Listen, they're coming with this, and the community has spoken, and we listened, and we were there for them, and this and a third. So you didn't know who the fuck he was when he showed up and you hired him already? It should have never gotten this far. You're only doing this because you're found out. White collusion, white allegiance, everybody. I always tell you, we need black allegiance, black collusion. That's what we need. We need to be colluding and conniving on these motherfuckers at all times. But we don't. We don't. We don't. And nothing makes me more angrier than any African person when you just got black people sitting there and you got somebody defending these motherfuckers and they're not even in the room. They usually don't make it out of the room if it's me. I don't want to say too much. He was sworn in, blah, blah, blah. On a probationary, news of which prompted a rally on Wednesday against his appointment and criticism from Tamir's family. The bastard was fired from Cleveland in 2017 after murdering Tamir. Tamir was playing in a local park with a toy pellet gun when the murderer, murdered him almost immediately after arriving on the scene. No, immediately after arriving on the scene. You see this almost? We have a problem with this. Language matters. It wasn't almost immediately. It was immediately. It was immediately. The bastard was now not fired for murdering Tamir, but for providing inaccurate details on his application. Inaccurate details. In other words, the bitch lied. Can't you just say that, you see? Inaccurate. Well, it was just inaccurate.